Welcome to PreMath. In this video, we have got this green shaded circle with the center O, along with these chords A, B, and C, D, and the segment E, F that is perpendicular to both of these chords, as you can see in this given diagram, such that this segment EF passes through this center O, and moreover the segment AB length is 2 units. The chord CD length is 4 units, and finally the segment EF length is 3 units. And now our task is to calculate the area of this green shaded circle. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe. And please keep in mind that this figure may not be 100% true to the scale. Let's go ahead and get started. And here's our very first step. Since we are interested in calculating the area of this green shaded circle, so therefore we must calculate the radius lowercase r of this green shaded circle. And now let's make an observation. Let's focus on this segment EF that is perpendicular to both of these chords A, B, and C, D. And furthermore, this segment EF passes through this center O. And now let's recall the perpendicular bisector theorem. According to this theorem, if a radius of a circle is perpendicular to the chord, then the radius bisects the chord. So no wonder this perpendicular EF is going to bisect this chord AB into two equal parts, this part and this part. And we know this whole chord length is 2 units. So therefore this segment AE length is going to be 1, and likewise BE length is 1 unit as well. And likewise, this perpendicular EF is going to bisect this chord CD into 2 equal parts, this part and this part. We know the whole chord length is 4. So therefore, this segment CF length is going to be 2, and likewise DF length is going to be 2 units as well. And now in this next step, I am going to connect this center O with these 2 points A and C, as you can see in this next step. And as a result, we are ended up with these 2 right triangles. This is one right triangle and this is another right triangle. And now let's make an observation. We can see this AO is the radius of this circle. So I'm going to label this one as lowercase r. And likewise, OC is going to be the radius of very same circle. So this is going to be lowercase r as well. And now let's make an observation. We know this segment EF length is 3. I'm going to label this tiny segment OF length as X. Then this remaining segment OE length is going to be 3 minus X. And now we are going to focus on this right triangle AEO. And we are going to apply the Pythagorean theorem on this triangle. And here's our Pythagorean theorem: a square plus b square equal to c square. And in our case, our hypotenuse is lowercase r, whereas our 2 other legs are 3 minus x and 1. Let's go ahead and fill in the blanks in this Pythagorean formula. So we got 3 minus x whole square plus 1 square equals to r square. And now let's recall this famous identity: a minus b whole square could be written as a square minus 2 times ab plus b square. And we are going to apply this identity on this binomial on the left hand side of this equation. So therefore we could write 9 minus 6 x plus x square plus 1 equals to r square. Let's combine the like terms. So we can write r square equals to x square minus 6x plus 10. And I'm going to label this one as our equation number 1. And now we are going to focus on this other right triangle CFO. And we are going to apply the Pythagorean theorem on this triangle as well. And here's our Pythagorean theorem once again: a square plus b square equal to c square. In our case, our hypotenuse is radius r, whereas our two other legs are x and 2. Let's go ahead and fill in the blanks in this Pythagorean formula. So we got x square plus 2 square equals to r square. Let's simplify. So we are going to get r square equals to x square plus 4. And I'm going to label this one as our equation number 2. So thus we are ended up with these system of two equations. And now we are going to compare these two equations. We know the left hand sides are identical. So therefore we can equate the right hand sides as well. So therefore we could write x square plus 4 is going to be equal to x square minus 6x plus 10. And now we could see x square and x square are gone from both sides. And now in this next step, I'm going to move this 6x on the other side. And at the very same time, I'm going to move this 4 in the opposite direction. So therefore we could write 6x equals to 10 minus 4, or 6x equals to 6. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 6 to isolate x. Here 6 and 6 is gone. So therefore our x value simply turns out to be equal to 1. So thus our x value turns out to be 1. And now let's focus on this equation 2. And here I have copied down equation 2 over here. And we know our x value is 1. So therefore I'm going to substitute x value 1 over here. So therefore we could write r square equals to, when I replace x value with 1 over here, 1 square plus 4. So r square equals to 1 plus 4, or simply r square value simply turns out to be 5. So thus our r square value turns out to be 5. And here's our final step. Now we are going to calculate the area of this green shaded circle. And now let's recall the area of a circle formula. Area is always equal to pi r square. And in our case, our r square value is 5. So therefore our circle area is going to be pi times r square value is 5. And therefore it's going to be equal to 5 times pi square units, the area of this green shaded circle. So thus after all the calculations and manipulations, the area of this green shaded circle turns out to be 5 times pi square units. And that's going to be approximately equal to 15.71 square units as well. And that's our final answer. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos. Bye.